I just did what the principal did. First time originating a story. Sorry for any screw-ups. So, time was junior high school. Must have been about 1967. I didn't always follow the dress code. I usually forgot the belt I was supposed to wear with my jeans. In homeroom, the teacher often checked for violations such as this. I tried to remember, but at that age I could hardly remember to bring my lunch money. So this was kinda normal for me. So, after 3 days of forgetting to wear a belt, I was sent to the principal's office. I thought it an odd event for such a trivial transgression. The principal had me wait for half an hour in the hallway outside his office on a bench. Then, he finally saw me and gave me a stern lecture of why it was so important to wear a belt, and that I would be really in trouble if I didn't wear it. I never bought into his logic of why this was so important, but said I would try to remember. Next day, I forgot again. Homeroom teacher sent me to the principal, and I waited half an hour or more to see him again. I thought this was great. Screw up and get out of at least half of your next class. Not much incentive to toe the line. He brought me in and asked what I had to say for myself. I told him I just forgot. So, to make an example of me, he took a rope out of his desk and tied it around my waist through my belt loops, with the ends hanging down. I thought to myself, finally, a solution to this nagging problem. So, after school, I got on my bicycle and I rode home and got out this huge roll of hemp rope my dad had in the garage, and a pair of scissors. I cut off 5 lengths of rope from which I could form a belt. One for each day of the week, I thought. Then, before I could forget, rode my bike back to school and put them in my locker. Next day, of course, I forgot my belt, but I was excited because I had remembered how to resolve the problem the day before and had the solution in my locker. So, I got to school, went to my locker, pulled out a rope, and fashioned it through my belt loops and tied it. Went to homeroom, and got sent to the principal again. Now confused. After nearly an hour, both my parents show up and we all go into the principal's office. There my parents were told of what a horrible student I was for not wearing a proper belt. My dad asked why I wasn't wearing a proper belt, so I told him how the principal had me wear a rope the other day. The principal chimes in, "A rope is an inappropriate replacement for a proper belt." I said, "You are the principal. You put the rope on me. How is it possible for it to be inappropriate if the principal has me wear it? If it's good enough for the principal to put it on me, it must be okay." A principal would never force a student to wear anything inappropriate, would they? And I just glared back at him. Just silence for a full minute. My dad measured the logic, and just burst out laughing. Then somewhere in the conversation after that it was let out that the principal purposely left me out in the hallway, in an attempt to shame me into compliance. Supposedly, sitting on that bench in the hallway, where all the passerbys would see one in trouble, was supposed to elicit feelings of deep regret and shame. I told them I found it a great treat in that I didn't have to go to class and just sat and told myself jokes for half to 3/4 of an hour. I was never any kind of a troublemaker really, but I just never got caught up in what I thought was trivial. It is so funny what schools think is punishment. Sitting on a bench. Oh no, what if someone sees? Face with rolling eyes. If the pants stay up without a belt, I don't see a problem. Love it. Clothing restrictions are beyond trivial. To teach a student a lesson, they interrupt their lessons. Rolls eyes. Good on you and your dad. The principal was at the end of his rope. Good one. Could you explain what he told about why it is so important to wear a belt? I'm curious about the reasoning. And do you always take out the belt in the evening? Or why is it that you have to put a belt on in the morning? I take my belt out of a jeans only if I want to wash them. I thought you needed rope to tie an onion to the belt, which was the style at the time. Bravo! Exclamation mark! Exclamation mark! What would the principal do if a kid came to school wearing suspenders instead of a belt? Ooh, I love this. Are you neurodivergent by any chance? This was the kind of thing I, ADHD, and my son, ASD, would do.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Haircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.